True dominance is not found in the favors you give, but in the psychological debt you engineer by allowing your enemies to invest in your greatness. The Benjamin Franklin paradox, the art of turning enemies into allies. I, the counterintuitive truth. Common sense tells you to win someone over, you must do them a favor. You buy them a drink, you offer them help, you compliment them. This is the amateur's mistake. In the world of dark psychology, we do the opposite. To make someone like you, you don't do them a favor, you make them do a favor for you. Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers, faced a bitter rival in the Pennsylvania legislature. This rival was wealthy, influential, and hated Franklin. Instead of bowing down or fighting him, Franklin sent a letter asking to borrow a very rare and curious book from the man's library. The rival, flattered by the request, sent it immediately. A week later, Franklin returned the book with a note of thanks. When they next met, the rivals spoke to Franklin with great civility, and they remained friends until death. Why? Because the rival's brain had to resolve a conflict. I don't like Franklin, but I did him a favor. We only do favors for people we like. Therefore, I must like Franklin. This is cognitive dissonance in its purest form. Today, Dr. Shadow teaches you how to weaponize it. 2. The biological hijack, cognitive dissonance. The human brain craves consistency. When our actions, doing a favor, conflict with our beliefs, liking someone, the brain experiences intense discomfort. To stop this pain, the brain rewrites the belief. The justification loop. When you ask an enemy for a small favor, you are forcing their brain into a trap. They cannot admit they were weak enough to help someone they hate, so they convince themselves that you aren't that bad after all. The investment principle. The more a person invests in you, whether it's time, knowledge, or a physical object, the more they value you. We protect what we have invested in. I, the execution, the low-stakes request. The secret to the Franklin paradox is the request. It must be small, non-threatening, and imply that you respect the other person's expertise or resources. The expert's ego. Ask for a piece of advice. I know you're the best at handling these types of clients. How would you approach this? The rare resource. Ask to borrow something small but specific, a book, a pen, or a specialized tool. The understated vulnerability. By asking for help, you are subtly signaling that you are not a threat. This lowers their defensive shields up response. IV. The shadow case study. Elias and the hostile boardroom. Elias was sent to stabilize a company where the CEO was openly hostile toward his presence. The CEO, a man named Marcus, viewed Elias as a corporate spy. Marcus ignored Elias in meetings and actively blocked his initiatives. Instead of fighting Marcus, Elias used the Franklin paradox. Elias walked into Marcus's office one evening, not with a report, but with a question. Marcus, I heard you're a collector of vintage watches. I've come across a rare 1960s Omega, and honestly, I'm worried about the authenticity. Could you take a look at it for me? I don't trust anyone else's eye on this. Marcus, unable to resist showing off his expertise, spent 30 minutes examining the watch. He explained the gears, the history, and the craftsmanship. He felt like a mentor, a superior. The next day, Marcus invited Elias to lunch. By helping Elias, Marcus had subconsciously decided that Elias was one of his own. The hostility evaporated. Elias didn't win the war. He made the enemy surrender his weapons by asking for a hand. VI, the danger zone. When not to use it. You cannot ask for a massive favor. If the favor is too big, it creates resentment, not dissonance. The rule of 5%. The favor should only take 5% of their effort. The gratitude anchor.
You must return the favor, or the object, with a specific public acknowledgement of their superiority in that area. VII. Conclusion. The invisible tether. The world is full of people who want to be served, but the master of psychology knows that the most powerful person in the room is the one being served by his enemies. When you ask for help, you aren't showing weakness, you are building an invisible tether. You are forcing the other person to justify their kindness by becoming your ally. I am Dr. Shadow. Stop trying to buy your friends. Start letting your enemies pay for your loyalty. The Benjamin Franklin Paradox, Part 2. The Debt of Superiority. VII. The Expert Trap, Validating the Ego. The first favor you asked was just the bait. Now comes the validation phase. When Benjamin Franklin returned the rare book, he didn't just say thanks, he sent a detailed handwritten note expressing his intense admiration for the rival's taste and knowledge. By doing this, Franklin shifted the dynamic. He wasn't just a borrower, he became an audience. The psychology. Everyone has a shadow ego, a part of them that feels unrecognized. When you ask a rival for help in their specific field of expertise, you are telling them, you are superior to me in this area. The result? Humans naturally gravitate towards those who make them feel important. Your enemy will start to seek you out, not to help you, but to continue feeling that rush of superiority. You haven't just ended the rivalry, you've created a psychological dependence on your praise. VII, the foot-in-the-door escalation. Once the initial cognitive dissonance has rewired their brain to like you, you move to the escalation protocol. This is based on the foot-in-the-door technique. Because they have already agreed to a small favor, they are statistically 450% more likely to agree to a larger one to remain consistent with their new, helpful persona. Elias executed this perfectly with a hostile government auditor. The small ask. He asked the auditor for a recommendation on a specific piece of filing software. The auditor felt like an expert. The escalation. 2 weeks later, Elias asked the auditor to glance at a complex set of documents before the official filing to ensure they met his high standards. The trap. Because the auditor had already helped Elias once, refusing the second request would feel inconsistent. By the third favor, the auditor was subconsciously protecting Elias's company as if it were his own project. VII, the reciprocity gap. Never pay back in full. A common mistake is to immediately do a large favor. Don't. In dark psychology, if you repay the favor immediately, you close the tab, the tension disappears, and the psychological bond breaks. To keep an enemy turned ally under your influence, you must maintain a reciprocity gap. Keep the debt unpaid for a while. Let them enjoy the feeling of being your benefactor. When you finally do repay them, do it in a way that is public and enhances their status, rather than just giving them something material. This forces them to maintain a high-value image in front of others, further anchoring them to you. X. Strategic vulnerability, the secret favor. To move from ally to protector, you must use the confessional request. Ask for a favor that involves a secret. I shouldn't be asking this, and I'm a bit embarrassed, but I trust your discretion. When someone holds a secret for you or helps you in a private matter, they become a co-conspirator. This creates an us versus them mentality. Even if they hated you yesterday, the shared secret creates a biological bond, an artificial intimacy that is incredibly hard to break. XII, the shadow protocol, final solidification. To ensure the rival never flips back to being an enemy, you must perform the public credit sweep. In a meeting or a public setting, credit your success to their invaluable guidance.
I couldn't have finished this project without the specific advice Name gave me last week. Now, if they ever try to attack you, they are attacking their own guidance. They are trapped by their own public reputation. They have to protect you to protect their image as a wise mentor. 12. Conclusion: the master of the debt. Benjamin Franklin didn't just borrow a book to make a friend. He borrowed a book to rewrite the power structure of the Pennsylvania legislature. He understood that the human ego is the most predictable machine on earth. If you want to rule, do not build walls, build bridges of debt. Let your enemies invest in you. Let them teach you. Let them protect you. And when they look at you, they won't see a rival. They will see the greatest masterpiece they ever created. I am Dr. Shat.